All right, in this video, we're going to go over why car maintenance is going to get more and more expensive, especially in modern cars. So I've listed a few reasons here, and then we're going to go over them one by one. So first up, we have. All right, first up is 1234YF, which is the type of Freon in your AC system. So this is a pretty expensive Freon compared to the R134A. So a few reasons why they're more expensive is because of stricter regulations. So this Freon is less polluting to the environment. So especially with the government regulations on the car manufacturers, they are obliged to comply and then find a better, better Freon to pollute less, basically. So another reason for the cost going up, or why this Freon is expensive, is because of manufacture costs. Okay, so since this is relatively new, Freon, not not many companies are making these, so that's why the price is going up, as well as licensing. Not many companies have the license and the what's it called? Only a few companies have the patents to actually produce this stuff. Okay, next up is going to be limited supply, as well as handling, specialized handling. So it's more flammable, so you'll have more restrictions there. And since these are mandatory in the US and I believe in Europe, so there's no competition when it comes to any other Freon in your AC system. So this is going to be obsolete the more and more modern cars come out. So I think from 2016 and up, you'll only find the 1234YF Freon in cars now. So they are more expensive to work on as well. The machines are more expensive. Just evacuating the system from experience is going to take a lot longer than just the regular 134YF. Sorry, the 134A. Now, just evacuating the system used to take us in the shop around 45 minutes, and then 45 minutes to fill up the system again. That's just with the machine we had. So the machine to work on the 1234YF systems. So that's an hour and a half already right there for labor. And we haven't even done anything, which is most of the time, most of the complaints are going to be finding a leak in the AC system. So it's easily going to be a 2 hour or 2.5 hour job at whatever the shop rate is. So around 149, just depending on the shop. That's kind of the it could be a bit lower, it could be a bit higher, but 2.5 hours at 149, so you're pushing already 400, even yeah, 400, 450 plus tax as well. So that's one of the reasons why 1234YF is going to be really expensive to work on, as well as every modern car is going to be, it's going to be mandatory for them to have those. All right. Next up, it's not really car maintenance or car repair related. It's going to be just insurance. So insurance costs on modern cars are going up every year, just because modern cars now, just if you get into a simple, fender bender, um, the insurance companies know how expensive these cars could get. So say you got hit in the front, so you got let's say LED headlights. That's a cost. You got, if you have a bunch of sensors in the front, so if you have to do the cruise control and so on, you have a bunch of sensors hidden in the bumper as well. You got the condenser right in front, radiator as well. So all that the insurance companies know, and that's what's going to drive the cost up, even if you get into a simple fender bender. And then if for the rear, it's just as bad because you have blind spot monitor modules in the back. You have a bumper, you'll have same thing, LED tail lights, and you could even damage the exhaust system on some of those, which could push the exhaust system forward and then just collapse everything, all the components like the muffler, the resonator, and so on. So that's why insurance cost is always going to go up on modern cars, just because from all the gadgets they have. So we're going to talk about it on the next point over here. So just from all the gadgets and all the gadgets in front, especially one other thing I forgot to mention: side mirrors as well. They're getting you. So you have the side mirrors with the side blinker light. You have folding side mirrors. You have heated side mirrors, and all these cost a lot, even if you just break it by accident or get into a fender bender, like I said. And I remember at when I worked at Kia, some of these side mirrors used to go for like the fully decked out ones. So folding, folding with the LED light and the motor to adjust the mirror. So some of these would easily go to up to $1,300. So like I said, the insurance companies know that, and they're gonna factor that price into your insurance premium. All right, next up we have thinner oils. So Toyota now are coming out with, not now coming out with, but they've been coming out with 016, 0W16 and 0W8, which is pretty thin oil. Like I said, with the Freon, so it's going to come down to government regulations, so super strict regulations on emissions. And then on the car manufacturers, is going to result in them producing thinner oil, because thinner oil is a bit more fuel efficient. Okay, so there's these thinner oil have like more advanced formulas, so that drives up research cost. Research cost. Jesus, research cost. And then that drives up price as well. Okay, and then these also are subject to strict standards, like I said, with fuel efficiency. And then they also have limited production. So not many companies do the 016 or 020, the 08, sorry. So that's why it's going to drive up cost as well. So nowadays, modern cars don't always go 0W16, 0 or 08. So most modern cars that I worked on are now pushing. So 020 is going to be a standard, or a 030, especially if it has turbo cars. So now modern cars they'll drop the engine size and then they'll just add a turbo. And as soon as you add a turbo, you're gonna need thinner oil. So these are as soon as it's 0W, it's automatically a synthetic oil. So you won't have this in conventional and synthetic. So they're automatically synthetic oil. And like we know with like 5W20 or 5W30, synthetic is always a bit more expensive. So as time goes on, for sure, I'm pretty sure the Freon and the thinner oils like 016 and 08 will eventually drop in price. They can't keep the prices that high for that long. All right, next up is going to be more gadgets. So what I mean by that is the ADAS system. So Advanced Driver Assistance System, I believe that's what it stands for. Yeah. So that's basically your cruise control, lane keep, assist. What's it called? Front camera, and emergency braking. So just a bunch of stuff that's going to drive the cost up just to work on these. So especially if you get, like I said before, in a fender bender, all these system, if they get affected during a fender bender, will need recalibration. And not all shops do recalibration, just because how expensive the equipment is for to recalibrate all of that. So usually body shops will be responsible for that, and it's pretty expensive to have them recalibrate that, especially if modules get hit or modules get affected during a crash, or just a module failing just in general without necessarily being in a crash. We're going to need to the programming costs as well. So programming is going to be pretty expensive, especially with all these different modules. The programming costs a lot because it's subscription based, depending on the VIN and so on. So not to get too technical with it, but yeah. So not all shops as well are going to be able to program, because they need really expensive scanners for that, and designated scanners to be able to program it. So it's probably just going to be a dealer specific repair if ever you do get any trouble codes or any issues with your ADAS systems. So that's always going to drive up cost with car repairs. All right, next up is going to be technician pay. So pay raise for sure. Every technician, like I was, every year we want a pay raise for sure. So either whatever they give you, 5% or probably less than that. So pay raise is always going to go up just because, to match inflation and all that. But so that's what's going to drive the car repair and car maintenance price up is technician pay, as well as the technicians are always going to be demanded more of them, which more training, more training for warranty work, and so on. So, and technicians are always going to be needing to buy their own tools. So, tools to work on different systems, specialty tools, programming tools, scanners, and all that. So, a lot of that is going to drive up the technician pay, and then eventually drive up the cost of repair when you do eventually bring your car in for repair. All right, and then last point is going to be shop overhead. So similar to technician pay, so shop rate is also going up. So I don't know the average right now, but when I used to work at the dealership, it was $149.99 Canadian dollars. Yeah. So and then we had a Mercedes dealership around us that was around $249.99 shop rate, which is crazy. That's just 1 hour of labor. So 1 hour, if you're asking for 1 hour of diagnostic, so $249.99, and they're just gonna keep going up for from here. So shop overhead, shop maintenance, inflation, all that is going to drive up the cost of the shop, and then as well as the managers are always going to be wanting more money. You got advisors as well, bonuses, and so on. So all these are going to drive up the cost of car maintenance and car repair, and so it's all going to come back to the customer when he eventually comes around and gets his car fixed, either at a dealership or garage. So with all that in mind, this kind of just a heads up for everyone, for every car owner when it comes to car repair. So yeah, new cars, it's fun to get all the gadgets. I don't know anyone that is going to get these base model cars anymore. We all want it fully decked out. The heated windshield, folding side mirrors, heated steering wheel, heated seats, cooling seats, all that. So just know that all that is going to drive up insurance costs and then repair costs if ever any of these systems need fixing, especially if a lot of these systems are going to be electrical systems. So these shops are going to take more time, dissecting the wiring diagrams and so on. So all this to say that most of the cost is going to be pushed down all the way down to the customer level, and just for you guys to be aware and give you a heads up. All right, that's going to be it for this short video. Hope you guys find it helpful. Hope you guys find it valuable. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.